everybody, it's Mike here from The Art of Guitar, here with a different kind of video. I've been wanting to do this video ever since the end of 2022, but I just haven't gotten around to it. And yesterday was Nancy Wilson's 70th birthday, and I thought this is the perfect time to do this video, so here we go. So if you know my channel pretty well, you know I'm kind of a fanboy of Nancy Wilson. I shouldn't say kind of. I'm actually in a Heart tribute band. And a huge part of why I love Heart is because of her, but of course the music and Anne's voice and all that stuff is great. Roger Fisher, all that stuff. But I also went crazy one time and I bought one of her shoes, actually two of her shoes. It was for a charity type thing. And people always give me weird looks when I tell them that. But here it is right here. I actually like to take it to our concerts and put it on stage. It's kind of like a good luck charm, you know? And I gave the other one to my bass player, who's also a huge Nancy Wilson fan. I'm also a proud owner of this VHS instructional. It's kind of a vintage, rare instructional now, so it's really cool. I really haven't watched it yet, but I have to because I have to learn the intro to Crazy on You correctly, so I think this teaches you how to do it. And of course, I've seen Heart live before. The whole band, actually, the tribute band went and saw him play before, I think it was 2019, but that was a great show to see. And so when I saw that Nancy was actually selling a bunch of her guitars on Reverb, I got really excited. And I thought, you know what, this might be my only chance to ever buy one of her guitars. So I quickly looked up all the different guitars she was selling, and two different guitars caught my eye. The first one was a white Les Paul Jr. double cutaway. And I believe that one had just sold. And so I was kind of in a panic. I'm like, you know what? I better make this quick if I'm going to do this at all. So the other guitar that caught my eye was this Ovation. It's an Ovation Elite. I had just done a podcast with Bruce Kulick from Kiss, and he was teaching me how to play the solo in Forever, the Kiss song Forever. And he was playing an Ovation, and it looked like this, except it was darker, and it sounded so huge. I'm like, you know what? I have to get one of those someday.
Drop D. You know what I mean? But okay,
so needless to say, I didn't do too much research because I was kind of in a hurry, so I just bought it. I'm like, you know what, let's just do one of those crazy buy it on the spot type things. We'll have plenty of time to think about it later. I remember getting the message that the guitar was on its way, so I ran home in time to catch the delivery man. And he brought out the box, I signed for it, and I brought it into my living room, and I was so excited. I ripped it open, I threw all the packaging material around my living room, kind of like you see in like Christmas movies, you know? And there it was in the case. I opened the case, and I saw this beautiful guitar. And my heart just melted because, I don't know, it just seemed like a big build-up to that moment. It came with this certificate of authenticity signed by Nancy Wilson, so that's another thing I'm excited about. God, I gotta chill out here. But then something kind of funny happened. I took the guitar out of the case, and sitting up by the headstock area was a pack of strings. And on that pack, it said baritone. And I thought, that's kind of strange. I didn't think this was a baritone guitar. So I was kind of confused, but then I thought, you know what, maybe it's just because it's a longer neck. They had to use baritone strings or something. And then I played the strings and they sounded like this. It's like, whoa. That sounds like my 7-string when I play the B string on my 7-string. That's when I realized I had bought a baritone guitar. Like I said, I was in such a hurry and I was so excited that I just pulled the trigger on it. There's also a video of Nancy Wilson holding this guitar and talking about it. And it didn't seem overly large in the video either. So that's another reason why I just had no idea. It's funny because I think she's like 5'3", and I'm trying to picture this big guitar, which looks big on me already. I'm 6'2". How big this must have been in her lap, you know, trying to imagine her on stage playing this thing. It's crazy. If you don't know, baritone guitars are tuned way lower than standard guitars, so you have a low B, then an E, A, D, and so on. So it's a whole different world compared to a standard guitar. So I thought, you know what, oh well, I'm going to tune this thing up and play it and see how it feels, how it sounds, and all that kind of stuff. And so I started playing some chords on it. And I felt my entire living room fill up with sound. And I thought, okay, so this thing does put out the sound. The tone is huge. My whole place was resonating as I played these chords. And over time, I learned to love this guitar, even though I don't play it as often as I would if it was a standard guitar. But I really hang it up on my wall, and it feels really good to look at it every day. It kind of makes me feel, you know, excited every time I look at it, so that's cool. And I think what I'm ultimately going to do is I'm going to buy an Ovation like Bruce Kulick's just so I can fill that void in my life, I guess. And then I'm going to put this one in like a case. I thought this one would warrant being in a case, and then I could put the certificate in there along with maybe her shoe or something. I don't know. So when all is said and done, I'm ecstatic to own this guitar. I mean, just look at this thing. It's beautiful. Sounds great, and it's been played by Nancy Wilson. What else can I ask for? So why don't we end with me just playing a little bit of the song Love Alive by Heart. I'm going to use a loop pedal too for one of the parts, and we'll see what happens. Here we go.